You right guys, how are we all doing? It's Andy here from Peninsula Painting Projects. And welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to have a little look at the Warhammer Conquest, issue 38. Obviously this is a weekly subscription magazine for £7.99, or you could subscribe. I think you basically get the month's worth sent in one package, which I don't do anymore, unfortunately. Whoa. You've seen the back then, we don't want to see the back. Let's rip the packaging off the front, have a little look what we've got in here. So we've got the Nauseous Wrathbone Plague Surgeon. Now, look how detailed even the backpack is. Look at that, guys. The blight head at the bottom there, all like the little lights and tools and stuff, is surgical equipment there. Little drill, needles, a screaming, Nurgling face there. The three symbols of Nurgle there. Nice, massive, saw-like plague weapon. Nice cape there. Is that his head? Yeah, there's a head there. Ugly bugger. What else have we got? We've got the front of him here. Oh, that's the back. So he has got a hood as well, which is pretty cool. Some maggots as well. So he's fairly detailed, and I can't wait to paint him up, to be honest, guys. But he retails at £15 RRP from Games Workshop. But we purchased him for £7.99 in this magazine. So that brings it at about a £7.01 saving. So it's about 47% off, which is bloody great. You know what I mean? Like, obviously in my bricks and mortar store, my friendly local game store, I could not sell this at that price. You know, I'd be losing a lot of money if I did that. In fact, I don't think I'd make it a single penny. I'd actually be in a deficit. Anyway, lovely model. Can't wait to add this to my army. Now, I don't know whether to add this to my original Death Guard army, which is obviously painted in the sort of current traditional Death Guard green colours, or add him to my Conquest Death Guard army, which I'm painting up, as you know, in a sort of 40k-esque creamy white colour. Apologies, sorry about that. So let's have a little look at the magazine. He also comes on, is that a 40-inch base? It's either 40-inch or 32. I think it might be a 40, and I'm not too sure, but it's a big one. It's not a normal size one. Actually, no, I'm looking at some lieutenants on the board across from me, and they're on 40s, I think. So this must be a 32. Nice big base, makes them stand out. We've got a card, not cardboard, it's like a battle mat. It's a big one, nice and detailed. It's got the terrain built in it, which is cool. So I don't know whether this is meant to be raised off the ground or what, but it's very nice. What's on the other side? It's exactly the same on the other side, is it? Slightly different on the other side. Was nice and detailed, quite big. So anyone who's trying to begin to play this game, they can, you know, is it the same? Yeah, I think it's the same. Anyone who's beginning, it's big enough to play what you're getting in this Conquest subscription. I've got a customer at the moment who's getting into Warhammer 40k, and quite frankly, I might use this to have a game with him. We'll probably have, you know, a couple of models on this little mat, and that way he's not going to get too overwhelmed. You know, plus as well, he hasn't got enough to play a full-scale battle yet. At the moment, he's just got to start collecting box set and some bits and bobs. So this personally is ideal for that. I might even use some of the stuff from Conquest actually. But let's fold that back up and put that away. I always keep these, they always come in handy for something. You know, even if you just want to have a little skirmish game, you know. I'll have to fold that up properly in a minute. Put that on one side. Now to the magazine. So in this we get to look at the Plague Surgeons, the Plague Surgeon war gear, and the Emperor himself, which will be very interesting. So there's a nice bit of artwork there of our Plague Surgeon here. What was his name again? Nauseous Wrathbone. That's a very Death Guard-esque name, isn't it? So he's obviously a Plague Surgeon. His specialisms is a battlefield, pathology, gene seed retriever, and biological warfare. Yeah, so we obviously retrieved the gene seed of his fallen brethren. And maybe, possibly, I don't know for certain, maybe he steals the gene seed of fallen Space Marines, Adeptus Astartes. And there's a nice bit of artwork there. Infections form, gene seed thieves. So a bit of information here about the genes. Oh yeah, so they do thieve the gene seeds. Plague Surgeons are instrumental in creating new Death Guard. Through the means by which they do so are foul and corrupted. Their surgical tools still include ancient rust-fed reductors capable of cracking open armoured things. Sorry, just getting a phone call. So here's the actual Plague Surgeon armoury. So you've got the backpack, demonic armour, foul syringe, I didn't know it was called that. Bale sword. That's what it's called, a bale sword, and tainted Nothcarium. Very nice. And obviously here's a bit more walking in the back. So yeah, I just can't wait to paint this. It's going to look fantastic. Getting a bit of a cold, guys, so if I sound a bit nasally, I apologise for. So here's the Emperor. Poor sod, look at him on this artwork here. That's what our Emperor looks like. Praise the Emperor. May the Emperor protect. So information here about him. That's what he used to look like in all his glory before he was put into his disability chair, unfortunately, by Horace Lupercal. So a bit of information there. Sons of the Emperor. Oh, I didn't know there was I thought that was going to be a chapter, Sons of the Emperor, but no, it's just the Adeptus Astartes, obviously are the sons of the Emperor. So that's good information there. I think that's a salamander there in 30k armour. There's a nice bit of artwork there and some more here of the Emperor. Yeah, lovely, lovely. So how to obviously clip off and demold line the model there, stick it together. It's not rocket science, guys, but just be careful when you're clipping things off. You don't want to break the little pointy bits off. How to paint them. So we're going to use Death Guard green on the whole model, and then we're going to use Celestial Grey on this little robe there, Bugman's Glow and Lead Belcher, Retributor Armour and Abaddon Black, Rackart Flesh for the maggots and heads and stuff, and then Mephiston Red. So yeah, red, what's it called? Red is a great contrast colour, which contrasts to green. Agrax Earthshade probably over the whole model, Nolan Oil as well, and then Reichland Flesh Shade on the face, and that's what you should look like once you're done. Now, guys, if you take your time, there's no reason why it can't look like that, you know. And that looks good enough to me to be on the battlefield to play against your friends. Go to Games Workshop, go to your friend in the local game store. So what's the mission? So there's a mission briefing. Aquila down. Is that a bit like Black Hawk down maybe? I'm not too sure. And here's his rules here. So we've got 5-inch movement, weapon skill and ballistic skill of 3, strength of 4, toughness of 5. Toughness 5 comes in handy with Death Guard. 4 wounds, great. 3 attacks, great. Leadership 8 and 3 up save, all great. Disgustingly resilient. Each time this model loses a wound, roll a dice. On a 5 plus, the wound is not lost. Fantastic. I had a game against Death Guard last Saturday, and no matter what I shot at them, they kept on passing that. Death to the False Emperor. So on each roll of 6 in the fight phase, you can immediately make an extra attack. And then Gene Seed Thief, add +1 to hit and wound rolls made for models in the fight phase when targeting Adeptus Astartes infantry and bikers. So he is hitting on 2s in the fight phase. That's also very good. Can he heal people? Tainted the coffin. You may re-roll discontinued resilience rolls of 1. Oh, so you know what? I wasn't sure whether he was going to be worth taking in my army, but from looking at these little brief rules, yes, I think he's definitely worth putting in your army, guys. Yeah, put him with buy two 10-man squads of Plague Marines. I know they're meant to come in squads of 5, but I would put them in 10s. Oh, is this a crashed ship they can put on the little mat? That's interesting. What do we get next week? We are getting the Space Marine Primaris Captain. I cannot wait to get a couple of these. I've actually asked my local WH Smiths to get, obviously they put one away each week, and I've asked them to get me 3 more. So we'll look forward to that, because obviously I collect Space Wolves, I need one for that. Ultramarines, which is the Conquest army, need one for that. I've got a small Blood Angels force. I've got my own chapter as well, so there's 4. And I was tempted to do Imperial Fists. That's what I'm tempted to do in the future. So if I can get, you know, a captain really cheap, why not? Why the hell not? And then the following week after that, we're getting 3 new layer paints. Liberator Gold, Wild Rider Red, and Stormhost Silver. I've got Wild Rider Red. Could do with the Liberator and the Stormhost. I sell them in the shop actually, but I've not actually used them or opened them up. So this will be interesting. Can't wait to find out, work out the price and all that. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know whether you'll be not only fielding this guy in your army, but you know, are you painting him? And if you are painting him, guys, come and join the group, Peninsula Hobby and Chill. And I want to see all your models painted. I can't wait to see them, guys, and I'll see you soon. Nice one. Tra.